Hello everyone, hello, welcome to the Sept of Shadows by Firelight. It seems to be a bit of a slow night tonight, not a lot of us in the chat yet, but that is perfectly fine. Tonight, as every night here on the Sept, is mostly about chilling, having a good time with good folks, so whether there's 2 of you or 72, don't matter, I'm here for anyone who's there. Hello, hi, Turtle here, coming up. All right, some of the regulars are slipping in. All right. Before we start, I usually have a couple of news. Hey, Nomad's here too. Okay, I guess I was misled. Everyone seems to be there. Good. I'm seeing Stenil there. Hasn't been talking, but she's listed. All right. So as usual, the news, couple of things. One of them is thanks to Terraria, who now goes by the Thertol. Not sure how to pronounce his new name. We now have Nightbot with us tonight, so expect Bot to now and again just give you, some directions. So far, I think the only thing I have programmed is for it to refer to the Geomint network, essentially, which is where all my stuff is in terms of Discord. So feel free to join us over there whenever Nightbot gives you the link. I'm just going to quickly and subtly, and hopefully you won't notice, even though I'm literally just telling you I'm doing that, update it so it's got the latest link, because I have to give a different link every week. Otherwise, it will not work. Here we go. Got the link. I forgot to upload that before going in. Won't be too long. Here it is. There we go. So whenever Nightbot pops up, whatever link he gives us, you can use and join us on the network. It's if you haven't been there, if you don't know, essentially it's just a bunch of us, people who love Werewolf, talking about stuff, projects we'd like to do. There's a bunch of content creators in there as well if you want to, chat one of them up, or maybe start a project of your own. Why not? Turtle, but the first syllable, ter from Terraria, so Tertle. Tertle? Would that be, am I saying it right? Tertle, essentially? I have grown used to calling you Terraria. Maybe Terra sounds like a good compromise, if that's good for you. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. And happy to see that the job thing is a go. Don't remember if you were talking to me about that here on the stream or on the Geomint network, but it's a good place to catch up with folks who join us here every Mondays, just talking about our lives and stuff. You can do that there too. It's essentially, I have 2 channels there, one where I give regular news, like updates when things are going up, and the other one is just for chatting, and I don't really restrict topics on that channel, so sure, it's intended to discuss all things Shadows by Firelight, but if you want to talk about this cool new job you got, well, talk to us about this cool new job you got. I have a small community, so the great advantage with that essentially is that we get to care about everyone that's in it. So let us know what's been new in your life. Yeah, quite possibly. I have been, actually we can talk about that, at least to a certain extent. I haven't actually worked on my movies at all this week. Not even a little bit. But there's a good reason for it. But I can't tell you about it. I'm going to have to ask whenever I get a moment whether or not I can mention that I'm doing the thing. But I'm doing a thing, again, and it's a super cool thing. And I cannot freaking wait to tell all of you about the thing. But I don't know yet, so I'm not going to take any chances. So for now, I'm sorry if any of you were really looking forward to the lore videos. I have not had much of a second for myself, to be perfectly blunt, this week. It's been a week, quite a week, and I've been super busy with this cool thing that I'm really looking forward to letting you know all about, which, I mean, as soon as I can, you're all going to know about it. Where me talk Vampire in public, I will, but I have been gaming stuff because I'm doing it for you, so you get first thing privately. Yeah, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me, and I mean, we're looking for just a few players, like me, you, and maybe 2 others, so there's really no point in involving everyone in the community in that particular conversation. I'm sure no one wants to come on the stream just watch us talk about what game we're planning to do if no one's involved in it. So at least until it's got going and we can actually tell stories about it or something like that, like I sometimes do with the with Stanil's Exalted game. So maybe at some point, sure, but for now, I agree it makes more sense to discuss. Oh, sure, we can discuss that on the Discord. I mean, for now, it's usually you, me, and Cyber. So I see no problem discussing that over there. And who knows? Maybe you'll find people there who want a game with you or something like that. Just we'll see where it goes. So really, that's all the news I had this week. Very simple, very little, not much to say. Looking forward to telling you all about it. I just can't for now. So everything's been delayed at least a week. Honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to do the movies this week either. Really depends on how much longer I have to work on the other project, which technically hasn't begun. What I did this week was mostly the preparation so that this week I can actually get going. So I'm super ready for it, the project, whatever it is, not going to say. I'm really ready for it. So most likely the next 2 days, evening after my normal work ends, I'm going to dive into that headfirst and just work. And most of the weekend will probably go into that as well. And after that, who knows? Maybe I'll be done. I have no idea. So it's going to be at least a week, another week delay, maybe more. I don't know. But as soon as I'm done with this other cool project, I'll get back on the movies, on the lore videos. I swear, it's just right now, this has to be my priority. And I'm sure you'll understand as soon as I can mention it. Quite all right. And yes, you can absolutely talk. Oh, I see. Because it's vampire instead of werewolf. Right. No, I see what you mean. No, go ahead. All things World of Darkness, I think, are fair game. As I said, I don't really limit conversation topics. Let me just get the game rolling so it doesn't crash. I don't really limit topics of conversation as long as it's not something that's going to be inflammatory to anyone, or that is insensitive or something of that nature. Essentially, the rules are already there in the Geomid network. There's a page about all the rules. If you follow those rules, talk about whatever you want on my channel. Like Alan Wake isn't, werewolf either, but we're still playing it because it's a cool game that, it's got some horror elements to it. It's got some good storytelling and interesting design to some extent. Maybe less, say, than Control, but it's got some interesting mechanics, like 15 or some such year ago, whenever that game actually came out. The flashlight mechanic was relatively new, and having the world itself attack you the way this game does was, it was an interesting design decision, so why not? Does the first word start with an A and second campaign? Oh, for the thing, I'm actually not gonna hint to that. Please feel free to guess about things. Absolutely, I'm not gonna comment on it because I don't want to take any chances. But absolutely, just feel free to go nuts about shooting theories out there. I'm just not gonna react to them. Just to be safe, I'm plain just not gonna react to them. Chat can, drive me nuts if they want. Knowing I won't be able to react about just throwing stuff, that's perfectly fine. Drive me nuts all you want. I'm just not going to comment about it until I know for a fact that I can talk about it. But yeah, Vampire is entirely relevant topic on the channel. All right, let's get going. I've actually booted the game before the stream to look into something, and was a bit disappointed to know that despite the fact that we specifically stopped when a chapter ended, or at least as soon as we could after a chapter ended, we still don't get a previously on Alan Wake video. So we're gonna have to manually go and boot those videos, unfortunately. It's fine. I kind of meant both, so don't worry about it. Playback, cinematics. I mean, okay, let's clarify. Like, if we have a bunch of people, you know, who are talking about something that is more of a widespread appeal, for example, than just a game that's so far just you and I, obviously, you know, let's let them have that conversation. But if no one's talking, you know, go ahead. So, previously on Alan Wake, Episode 4.
Previously on Alan Wake, I'm hunted by the law.
Sheriff, Wake's running. I'm giving chase.
Are you seriously telling me that writer just took out my deputies?
A thriller I supposedly wrote is coming true. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I was told that Alice had been kidnapped, but that was a lie.
We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is.
Her purported kidnapper was eaten up by the dark presence before it attacked me.
I still don't quite understand why the darkness is specifically attacking Alan Wake, because it sounds like it needs him. Maybe it just can't stop itself. Like, maybe it's just raw fury or raw some kind of emotion that just causes it to lash out, even if it needs you or lashes or likes you or something like that. I really just don't know.
Alan, shh, baby. It was just a nightmare.
Alice.
There you go, Alan.
Hartman. I fell.
I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period.
What?
Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness.
No, you're lying.
You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
Bastard.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
Well, you've got my curiosity, that's for sure. A thorough line between it and Alan Wake. Okay. How long is it? Do you know? Like, if we're talking like 2 or 3 sessions or something like that, sure. If we're talking 5 or 6, I would probably want to make sure that we move directly to Control, so that, because Control is a long game too. So I want to make sure we can make whatever links we can make, like, more easily. I mean, like, without having 2 or 3 months in between whenever the links become relevant, because it takes a while before Control ties to Alan Wake. And by the way, it hasn't even been 20 minutes since the stream started, and I'm already clicking continue. Boom. I don't think we've ever done that.
Groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages. The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Really? Not to stream it.
Good
Interesting.
evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah.
Nope, couldn't punch you.
I see you brought your pet
See
gorilla
him
with
clicking.
you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message, loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very
Right, no, I
brave,
got that.
Alan.
Don't worry.
I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
So Dr. Hartman, for those who weren't there, we've met him very early on. I think it was chapter 1. And he was in league with our wife. He was interested essentially in studying me more or less, because the idea is that Alan Wake had this writer's block, and he wanted this and essentially to have me as a patient to try and work through that. He does that. He works with artists and people like that. But yeah, I've been debating that myself essentially, because I've been finding it that just like, despite the fact that the Council was a really good game, I wasn't having as much fun with it as I probably would have if I was able to just sit and play it in one go or something like that. And I found that it was really stressing me out to playing blind this game. And I had the same experience as well. It was stressing for me to play Outer Wilds, even though I was having a blast. I really was, and I truly enjoyed sharing that game with people. Playing a game completely blind that relies on me making constant intelligence and wits and investigation checks to try and keep things interesting and keep things going is a lot, actually. Whereas this is more of an action game, and I'm much more confident with that. Like I know it's more or less linear. I'm not gonna spend an hour figuring something out. I know it's going to be interesting because I know there's going to be at least some action on screen or something like that. So that's why I stopped playing the Council. It was stressing me out, and I'm not sure if I'm going to stream for that same reason. If I'm going to stream the expansion to Outer Wilds, probably will. If only because, we did the first part. It wasn't that bad in terms of stress, not as much as the Council anyway. Because at least it was such an experience. Like whatever was happening, it was such an experience with the tornadoes, and it was always so creative all the time. It was a lot easier for me to play Outer Wilds than it was to play the Council. So I'm probably going to play it. And I'm super looking forward to it because I really, really loved sharing that. What I'm probably thinking is, if I do play it, potentially I will be more open to, not necessarily spoiler, but just like potentially maybe following a walkthrough or something like that, so that we can still experience the wonder, but essentially know where we're going, so we can try get through a little bit faster, essentially, or things like that. So I have to think about exactly how I want to do that, but I think I'm going to stream it, just because it's an amazing game and I think it should be shared. At least the original was. Yeah, it's not just having to remember things, it's also puzzles, essentially, I guess, is what I find a bit harder to deal with while I'm trying to entertain. Figuring things out. And Outer Wilds is an amazing game, but the puzzles are not easy. You have to really think outside the box, which is its strength, and it's amazing. It's just harder to stream.
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip, except for the ones who are particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Interesting. Lane. Ooh, hello. I can go into other people's rooms. Because we know for a fact that the darkness is interested in artists. So how freaking convenient that Dr. Hartman is doing what he's doing right here. Convenient for the darkness at the very least. I mean, week to week remembering plus thinking outside the box, there have already been a lot of things. If I hadn't played 4 hours today in a row, I would have remembered. Exactly. That is 100% what I mean. Like, it's, as I said, it's a bit less of an issue, despite obviously, you know, it being a harder game than the Council was. It's a bit less of an issue because I was just having such a great time with it and it was such an imaginative game, but the issue is still there.
Now, Alan, from past experience with you, I know I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth. Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
No one died. Okay, where's Rose, buddy? Where's Rose? So I will make my final recommendation. I think you mean recommendation once I beat it. I do want to see your reaction to things because the game makes you feel so smart at times and has some really cool plot twists, but I don't know. I will stop now. Moving on to the fact that Doctor is totally not in control of the darkness. I don't know if he is, but there's got to be a link, right? I mean, seriously, how would there not be a link between the two? As for the eye thing, well, I mean, I understand you care, and it's cool, and I do appreciate you playing it first of all, because that sort of implies, of course, that you can help out. I assume you'd be up for that again. Ooh, we can read a plague thing. And you know, trying to help out as well, just in terms of making the recommendation and everything. I completely appreciate that. It's just that I don't have much more to say about it until, you know, we get further, closer, I guess, to playing it. Beyond the shadow you settle for, there's a miracle illuminated. T.Z. Thomas Zane, in the memory of dear friend and a poet. Oh, come on. Cauldron Lake Lodge, 1912, in tenebras cadere. My Latin is non-existent, so, I mean, in darkness something. But, dear friend and poet Thomas Zane. So, I mean, seriously, there's a lot right here, a tie between the previous author who worked for the darkness and Hartman. assume I need to talk to him or something like that.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cauldron Lake spread below
Seriously.
us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the
obviously
one
loved
trying
his
to
own
bring you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
and
echoed
construct it
madly
for
inside
yourself.
my head.
But I
I
can't
dug my
do
nails
it
into
by
the palms of my
myself.
hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside.
Those are always weird segments in games, like when the movement speed of my character doesn't match the movement speed of other NPCs. Like here, like I had to just like start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, trying to catch up with him. It's so awkward. And I mean, I get it, because you want to time your speed of your movement to what makes sense for your gameplay and the pace of your gameplay, not a isolated talky scene that never shuts the heck up. That makes complete sense. It's just, it's surprisingly frequent in games like these. Or let's say frequent
Here's
enough
the
that
entrance to the
it's
office
always
wing.
weird when
That's
you
for
see
staff
it.
only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
So he's a hunter. Good to know.
Scary, scary, scary.
Emerson,
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
please, Emerson.
Foreshadowing,
Mr.
we're
Wake
totally
is
gonna kill him
confused
tonight.
enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay, sorry. Boo.
that's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on video games.
Ooh, yeah.
It's trash, of course.
Wow.
It does
I'll get
involve
him
some
to the head.
small creative
Oh,
effort,
wow.
which makes him receptive to my therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Oh, wow. You're gonna talk, or can I go explore? He seems to be waiting. Alright, let's go explore. Don't think I didn't see you there, whoever you are.
Oh, hello. I've painted you.
Okay.
I was just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Yeah?
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think I'm getting better. Well, I guess I'd better start wrapping this up. The storm is almost here. Look at that. I'd hate to be out there tonight.
You mean like we're gonna be? And those are the brothers, Thor and I forget, I guess Odin probably.
You might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
Welcome to Cauldron Lake Lodge. We're here to give you the specialized help you need. However, please observe the following. Please ask friends and family to schedule visits beforehand to ensure they don't interfere with your therapy or periods of creativity. Also, please respect your fellow patients' need for privacy and personal space, especially when they're engaged in their creative processes. Be patient. Typically, our patients have long-term creative problems, and they won't be solved overnight. Give yourself permission to take the time you need. Bear in mind that you're voluntarily receiving treatment that has been specifically tailored for you. Engagement therapy, trademark, and its sister method, the flow, trademark. Ooh, the flow is a region in TerraSurge. Work best when you are actively engaged in shaping them. If you have any concerns, please don't hesitate to voice them. I mean, I remember a few things that were mentioned in Control, and I'm trying not to make too many links until we actually, see them while playing Control. Not to spoil anything, essentially.
My rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
I hope it wipes this place off the face of the earth.
And these two are the Anderson brothers. Odin.
There's a
and
Night
Thor.
Springs board
They had
game.
How should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods.
You're right.
After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Judgmental much, Doctor?
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to bash his head in with a hammer.
Oh, he'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Zane! You're all right, Tom. Hey, we like him, don't we, bro? He's got to go to the farm.
The Anderson Farm. Valhalla!
We wrote it all down, lest we'd forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message.
Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
My head...
Okay, well, unfortunately, you started talking just as I was pressing the button. Hopefully we won't miss anything, but we'll see. Yeah. You did? Don't remember that, but potentially. You didn't miss much. Essentially, Hartman's been giving us a tour of the facility, and we basically learned that something we already knew, essentially, from what her wife told us. He helps artists who are, trying to be creative again, essentially, which is conveniently something that the darkness needs. So, that's it, really. Oh, /S means sarcasm. I did not actually know that. So we're going to listen to that, and then we're going to go back to hopefully hear what Alan is trying to say.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. But there was fear, too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise. He, too, had a way with words.
Okay. And notice that the brothers called Alan Tom. And I think one of them even literally said Zane as well. So that's weird. Nightbot should be here. I invited him. Yeah, he's here and he's a moderator. Maybe I have a setup I need to do so that he... good question. He's going to interact with us soon. He's almost... oh no, that's the interval set. Let me get that a bit shorter. Maybe 45 minutes was too long for the poke. It does have a timer. It was just set for every 45 minutes. I brought it down to 30 minutes. As for commands, I thought he had the default ones. How do I... It's all enabled. What did you try to do? You tried to do exclamation point Nightbot. That is not one of his default commands. Ah, there you go. Now you got it. So, yeah, it's there. It works. Yay! All right. Quick second. What's happening here? Oh, shit. Thank you. My apologies. I got distracted by something. So, I won't have to update Spambot, wow. Nightbot every week from now on. Cyber, amazing that he is, has just sent me a permanent link. So let me just update that so that the link it gives us in a few minutes will be that new link. Thank you so much, Cyber, if you're still there. I don't have any commands, you say. That shouldn't be correct because I'm looking at the list right here and a bunch of them are enabled. There's something called commercial, but why would we put that on? Filters allows to manage spam filters only for moderators. Game shows the stream's current game and allows moderator to modify it. So that would be, I think, something people can do. Let's try that. There we go. So that works. Then poll allows you to make a straw poll within chat. Can you make a poll? Or is it just me? And then there's something called regulars that allows moderators to manage who are regulars. Indeed, very strange. Okay, so poll is just me, all right? Let's try that. Since you and Void appear to be nearby, I wanted to test it out. So what happens if I poke? Okay, so poll new. Because I was thinking if the poll works well, we could use that from now on whenever we have, you know, a choice to make in a game and people can just answer there. Invalid poll option specified. Usage poll new title option 1, option 2, option 3. Oh, you want me to put these weird signs I have no idea how to make on my keyboard. There it is. Okay. So let's try poll new. I don't know, what could we let's say, I don't know, favorite. No idea. Poll. probably just 3 auspices, so let's go with... Wow, my brain is offline. Okay, that... it's just a test. We don't particularly care, so let's try that and see what happens. Does that work? It does. What happens? Hey, Stanhill. Hi. Hello. Class break. Oh, you're getting class tonight. All right. I see. So it looks to be a link. You have to follow the link, vote there, and come back. That's okay. I guess it makes sense. I was hoping for something that would happen in the chat, but okay, we'll live with that. Regulars is something. Oh, you're taking. Oh, yes, that started. Of course. Sorry, I was thinking about your right, your student. But okay, but you are the student in this particular case. Okay, so if Twitch has something built in, I'm gonna have to look into that. It might be better than sending you all into a weird link somewhere. After that, we've got songs, apparently. So you can request songs. I'm not sure how that would work. Title and winner. Chooses a random user in the chat as a winner. How would that work? No one wins anything. I'm just testing it out. Void Dragon! Woohoo! Okay. Wait. Whatever Nightbot posts does not appear on the screen. Like, I see it in chat, but it doesn't appear. Oh, maybe it's just me. Am I the only one who sees what Nightbot says when it says, like, the winner is and then Void Dragon? Okay. It's kind of sad, though, if I'm the only one who sees it. Like, how would... You see it too? Okay, it's just not... That's weird. Okay. Because, I mean, it doesn't really matter for everyone who's watching this on Twitch, but for anyone who would be watching this on YouTube, that's weird. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, YouTube. You will not be seeing any of that. Going back to the game.
Flaring up. Or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, you got any booze on you?
Yeah, no.
We
Sorry,
have a
guys.
stash of the special stuff at the farm. Our own formula. Local ingredients. Medicine clears your head right up. Makes you remember like moonbeams on the brain.
Oh, I just noticed. Leather patches on the elbows?
Yep.
That's not very rock and roll.
Correct.
Tom just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch.
She used us all. Taken from all of us. Took my thunder, the witch.
And my ravens, what were they? Memory and thought, the hag.
She took something from you too, didn't she? That's what she does.
We're better off. This place, the lake, it gives you power. If you're a creator, an artist, a god.
Nightmare shifted in their sleep in the darkness of the lake.
Yeah, that's the one. She makes sure it comes out twisted and raw. Just ask the lamp lady. She
I'm
knows
referring
what
to
happened to
Miss
that
Weaver.
other rider.
She's been using you, boy. And you let her. You went and opened the door for her, didn't you?
Now, it was already open a crack. And whose fault is that? We're morally corrupt, disease-ridden, old and stupid.
Doesn't mean he had to open it all the way, goddammit.
Ah,
So, you mean they're clearly
Tired. Built the farm close
Asgardian
to the lake,
themed.
a place of power.
And yet they drop names like Baba Yaga. Like, what? Why, buddies? Like, just what?
I'm a bad dream, and you can't wake up. You can't hurt a nightmare because all dreams are only imagination. They're only in your head, and they're not there when you wake up. So you can't wake up because I'm in charge now, and I don't want to disappear. My nightmare is the publisher people who want to make a contribution so they can say they made a contribution, and then we end up with mullets in there
You
because
stop making sense there.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot?
So many people talking.
Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
Cool, thanks. I already knew. It was written patient's room. Okay, let's try and use this opportunity to catch up with chat. Wow, that was a lot. Places of power and all of that. I didn't know that was a thing in this setting, but apparently it is. Okay, doesn't show, recommend. Okay, not doing polls through Twitch if you want to do that, unless we get a lot of people. That's a lot of culture. Yeah, that's what I was trying to go with, but they kept talking. Like, just what? It's not like they couldn't have used like Enger Buddha or something like that, or even Frick or something like that. There are many options for witches or magic users. Like, okay, maybe not Frick, because I mean she's Odin's wife, but I mean there are options. There are definitely options they could have used aside from Baba Yaga if they wanted to go with the Asgardian theme. That's just a bit okay. Yeah, I don't think they're saying they are Thor and Odin. They just changed their names to it, and I think that they think they're gods because they probably had. Just like we can alter reality now because of when we're writing, they probably had something like that at some point in time when I assume the darkness was interested in them. Because we know that, I don't remember where we knew that, but we know that they were the most recent ones, like after Zane, they're the most recent ones that woke her up when they came into town. The stranger in fact who went to Russia probably didn't want to say Loki because Marvel. Possibly, but that game came out. No, maybe not before the MCU. MCU's been around for a bit. I'm not sure. We'd have to check the dates. In any event.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think that there's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin. Have been for days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Kind of feels like a genie story. Like it's got like immense cosmic powers, but it can't use it unless some guy writes a text that makes it come true. 2010, before MCU. Okay. What was the first MCU? Like, what was like Iron Man, I think, is the first one, if memory serves.
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. Hartman wanted me to write. I knew I couldn't, but I figured I should just play along for now.
All right.
It was the only thing I could do with Nurse Birch watching me like a hawk. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key. The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Everybody, calm down. Put that down. Bert, I need help.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
I'm always cool.
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir. Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we? Well, things are unraveling fast, aren't they?
That one was locked before and it still is. Oh, good. Okay, I see your point.
I'm taking it.
I see your point. Very good point.
We're on a comeback tour, baby.
Well, you weren't there before.
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and clapped a practiced hand on Barry's shoulder.
Hammer's Way will have its say. Rise up in their name.
Just trying all the doors again, just to see if I can avoid having to go downstairs. But it looks like old Muppets. They almost looked the part too, so you know.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair.
The backstage is all yours, Tom. Seize your destiny.
I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
The music, Birch. It's time to pay the piper.
Okay.
You would come out and beat our wrinkled, adult, diapered asses for it, since you're so tough.
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them. For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Let's read the new page first.
Hartman wasn't happy. Maude could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
So Hartman was the man who hired Mott's. Interesting.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
He's more and more out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me, because at least that'd lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake. What would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes, and I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No. I've tried, but he's not listening. He's too deep in his own problems, always going on about something else. I'm so afraid I'm gonna lose him, and we're not even talking anymore. He doesn't let me in anymore. He just keeps me in the dark. I'm so alone here, even when he's home. Please help me, Doctor, because I'm at my wit's end.
Well, if you can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Those may be the paintings that the guy outside was referring to. They are indeed pretty interesting. Wash. Okay. The reason why I reacted for people on YouTube is because Nightbot is doing its job.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
Let me out of here! Hartman, do you hear me? I'm gonna chew your crazy quack ass to shreds! Seriously, do you have any idea how much trouble you're in? I am famous. I represent a
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Barry, man, am I glad to see you.
We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
Yeah. Honestly, I did that on purpose. I really like the idea of just like go and grab the thing. I'm glad you noticed. Why would Hartman call Barry? That makes 0 sense. Like, he has me now. I can do the thing, write the text like he wanted me. That's just weird.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up! Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just...
Go!
Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
The dark presence would be on me in a moment. I had to find a way out.
Wow. Literally damaged. Okay. Ooh, like, whoa! Okay, that's bad. I don't have a flashlight. I guess he was smirking and happy that we abandoned Hartman with the darkness or something of the nature. Yeah, we can't get near there. That's not a thing we can do. This is closed. We're not going there either, I guess.
I needed light to get the possessed bookshelves out of my way.
Ow. We have light sources here in theory. Doesn't appear to be anything of value, and we probably can't go back down there. Can we go? think I saw something in the chat, but I'm trying to nail this, and I'm kind of sad I'm missing out. It's a cool bit. Really, like, this is what I mean when I say, like, Alan Wake slaps. Like, it's just... Control slaps more, but bits like that are just amazing. No other games try to do something like that. Oh. Guess I have to start it again. That was unclear. Okay, let me catch up. I think he might have gone BSD. Yeah, he went full BSD. Never go full BSD. That's what I thought I saw. Wow, what a reference. Oh my god. Again, that was good. That was good, Tara. This is less great, though. Like, I don't see the point of having you open those up twice. And potentially even more than that. Damn it. I'm suddenly bad at this. Okay, that should be enough. Oh, what? They're all back. Why are they all back? There's gotta be something in this. Can I move the light? Maybe it's just about going quickly as soon as it starts. Let's try that. Okay, so no. Or at least not. So maybe that door. Nope. Where are we trying to go? That door's closed. Oh wait, there was a door here. Could giving light to no, not even. There appears to be an emoji war on the chat. So they're literally showing us the focus there. Oh, the two... Okay, I see what's going on here. The passage there opened up. Oh, we missed a page.
Hartman followed the fall of Alan Wake with his binoculars. When the rider hit the water, he ordered Jack to take the boat to him. The spot was easy to see in the dark, even with all the extra lights in the boat. The flare floated and kept burning even in the water. Jack turned the radio louder as the engine sputtered. The music was rough and clanking, something the Anderson brothers would no doubt have enjoyed. But Hartman chose to ignore it. Wake was finally within his reach. Hartman knew he was no creator. He had no ambitions on that front. And he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
Points for Terror, I think. He called it. Very good point. You're right. But that's the only other one we got. Okay. Sounds like a good time to, you know, sit down and chill. I mean, the darkness wouldn't expect that. I feel like it's gonna, there we go, crash through this. Okay, buddy, come here. There we go. Good. Gonna have to make it crash through the door, I think. If I can manage to make it come back here without, you know, killing me first. Okay, that was a cool enough puzzle, I think.
Ow, ow! I'm here!
Hey, buddy. Suspended. Lauren Miller, 1989.
Hey, come on! We gotta get going!
It would be. It would definitely be like, just wait for morning. Like, we've been skipping entire days since this game started just to, you know, be in the dark, so why not turn things around? I'm actually going to take a quick bio break before we get into whatever this next segment is, which is probably going to be a lot more action-packed because that guy's clearly got a flashlight to give us. So I will take about 5 quick minutes, and then I'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. All right, let's do this. Since the chapters have become increasingly long, because I literally thought last time that we'd be able to finish episode 3 and get a good chunk of 4 done. Turns out we barely finished episode 3 before the stream ended. I want to try and really focus up. Make sure we have time to at least finish 4
but the gate's locked.
tonight.
You're gonna have to go through the hedge maze over there.
Convenient.
Barry, I don't have a light.
Take this, Al.
Leaving him completely defenseless.
Look at the house, Al. Look out!
We're good. Don't need to use the battery. Just gotta take a second. I don't think I need to care about the other one. Let's get a move on. Things packing in the back. Okay. Let's do this.
Oh, jeez, Al! The house looks bad! Let's get out of here!
It's an amazing use of set pieces. Like, few games, like these games, like this game specifically, not Control, uses set pieces all the time. And I think Uncharted makes good uses of set pieces. That's about it. I'm sure there are others. They're not just not. I don't mean to imply that no other games do. More that none other just comes to mind right now. But a good use of set pieces can give so many chills, man. Come on, pick 'em up. Trust ML. Yep. No way. Oh, Hartman. Okay. Yeah, we knew that. We knew that. Thanks for the hint, but we knew that. I like that for once I heard their footprints and I knew there was one behind me. Oh, bullets.
I stared at the Viking paraphernalia that littered the area, surrounding an unlikely centerpiece. A full-size stage complete with an impressive sound system with all the trimmings, including a dragon. It took a special kind of crazy to build something like this in a remote field. When the sky split open with a deafening boom and the music started blasting, it felt strangely appropriate.
Foreshadowing.
Al, be careful! I can see them moving around! They're coming for you!
Not sure where I'm supposed to go now. Thought I have gone here, but guess not. This looks new, so... but this goes back towards the house, so...
The channel, we turn it off. We don't want any fighting. It makes me fast.
Almost full in bullets.
You get 2 pills in the morning, and then you'll be nice and calm all day long.
Is that the guy? Oh no, it's Jack.
Pills in the evening. You sleep like a baby.
Okay, that didn't go too bad. That didn't go too bad. I decided to be less stingy than usual with the batteries because we always finish each chapter with a full set of batteries. Seemed like a good moment to do that. Dragon? Why are we mentioning dragons? Did I miss a dragon reference? Yeah. Probably in good part because we're on easy difficulty, which is fine. Did that on purpose. Wanted to make sure that we would be able to not spend too much. Oh, hello. It would, you know, generally go forward and we wouldn't stall necessarily somewhere since we're trying to mostly see the story. Let's get back to the pistol though. And the thing that's been eating at me is, like, I don't remember when I played the game back then if I did it on normal difficulty. I mean, probably, 'cause that's what I usually do. Okay, let's wait until I regen a little bit. But even so, like, we're on easy, sure. I usually get out of most fights without dying except one part. I had to redo a couple of times, but I wouldn't necessarily say, outside of really always having all the resources in the world, with all the backstabbing cheap shots here and there, I can't say that it's necessarily easy. Like, sure, if you already know where things are gonna spawn, like if you've played the game before and you remember it, those fights would most likely be a cinch. Because then the surprise factor, the odd damn it, he went around or something isn't there, but...
For the moment, Barry was just glad he had survived the fall. He had been separated from Al, and there was no easy way to climb back up. He told himself he'd be okay in the gloomy forest at night. He would just have to wait for a while for Al to find his way down. Barry turned when he heard the heavy footsteps and saw the movement. The man-shaped shadow lunged at him from the bushes, an axe held high. Barry screamed and threw up his hand. The world exploded.
Damn it. Okay.
Mott knew that Wake was smarter than him. Wake had more money, a beautiful wife, everything. And Hartman said Wake was important. That made him better than Mott. But Mott was calling the shots now. He'd expected Wake to whimper and grovel, but instead, he seemed willing to fight. Mott knew he'd gotten under Wake's skin. If only Mott actually had his wife. The thought made him shiver.
Maybe we'll one day, for the heck of it, reboot. ML made Tom do it. Oh shit. That pretty much confirms that Hartman is aware of the darkness. He made Tom do it. Yeah, maybe we'll, for fun, try the game on hard difficulty one day just to see how far we could get. Could be an interesting experiment. Okay, so we're not going in the water. Oh, we arrived from. Okay, we're going on the other. Okay, okay. Are you switching? No. Okay. Stay. Okay, so he's only switching when I actually grab the gun, not the ammo. Makes sense to a certain degree, but wow, that tree is broken, yo. That's fine.
Hartman watched as Wake's features slackened. The man was bullheaded, no doubt. Even lying on the bed, he'd almost broken Hartman's nose the second time. But with a little time, he could break Wake down, give him proper direction. Wake was easily the most promising subject he had had. Well, since Tom, really. Sleep well, Alan, Hartman whispered with a smile. Let me take care of you. He sniffed hard to clear his throbbing nose, swallowed blood, and barely tasted it.
So it could be controlling the darkness, as Terraria guessed, or just working for the darkness. But there is a link for sure.
Ow! You're alive!
Let's get out of here. Can you open this gate?
Maybe.
Barry!
Well, I slammed it shut when the nasty showed up, and the key fits kind of loose in the lock, so,
So survive while I get it open. Yep.
I'll find it! Don't worry about it!
Come on, y'all.
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it! I'm on it! Be here! Just hang on, Al! Hey, I found a corner!
Damn it. Those guys do not want to break their shadow protection thing, do they? I could already start zapping these folks so far ahead in advance if it wasn't for that cutscene. That's
Hurry up, Barry!
I'm on it! I'm on it! It's gotta be here! Just hang on, Al!
Gonna die so often here. Like, the trees are stopping my view, and Even a flare doesn't really break the darkness off of these guys. It's,
I'm on it! I'm on it!
Okay.
Oh, hey! Found a corner! I found it! I found it! Ah, no, wait, that's a twig. Here it is! Al, I found the key! Al, we gotta go! Get in the car!
Wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad.
Al, please tell me we're headed for the nearest "You're now leaving Bright Falls. Come back soon" sign.
We're going to the Anderson farm.
I knew you were gonna say something like that. You know what? You owe me big time for this. When this is through, if we make it, I don't care what anybody says, I'm done with darkness. You're gonna buy me a tanning bed as a gift, and I'm gonna live in it.
We just said we need to get down with the darkness. You can't be done with the darkness. That's not how we jam.
I'm crazy, but that's fine, Barry.
Oh, you got that right, Al. You're barking mad. You are by far the craziest.
But maybe that's inevitable when you deal with crazy stuff like this. It helps. This is happening, Barry. Alice, they never had Alice. She's trapped in the darkness at the bottom of the lake, but she's not dead.
Al, how can you know that?
I know, Barry. I can...
Al,
No, listen. I can bring her back. I can find her. There's something special about this place. The lake, it does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. But there's a catch. The dark presence, whatever that thing is, twists it to its own ends. That's why all of this is happening. It's using my manuscript to take over everything.
Al, I believe you.
It happened to Thomas Zane before, it happened to the Andersons.
I believe you. Crazy or not, you're not delusional. Weird shit's going down. That's a fact. I'm on board, man. I'm with you.
The Andersons knew about it, but they were too far gone to tell me with all the drugs they were on. But they wrote it down. There's a message somewhere at their farm, Barry. We just need to find it.
Look out!
And another car crash. It is a very valid question. Yes. If memory serves, I think they actually talk about that eventually.
Crash. Barry was nowhere to be seen.
Barry! Barry!
Oh, man, you're okay! Jeez, it's good to hear your voice! I was trying to get out of the car, but the ground gave way. Man, what a drop! Don't worry, your cutout is fine.
Forget that! Are you okay?
I hit some bushes, didn't get a scratch. There's no way you can climb down, though. It's like a sheer wall.
Guess they wanted to save on animation. We can't even see him. He should be right there, but whatever. And we're back to having
There's something moving down here!
Barry, it's a
no
take
weapons.
Use a flare, Barry!
Oh, yeah!
Barry, are you alright?
I'm
Oh,
good
we
out.
can see him.
I'm great! Guess you never messed with anyone from New York City before, huh?
And he's carrying the cutout. Priorities, Barry. Priorities.
Find your way around to the farm now. I'll be waiting.
Barry, just wait for me, okay?
Al, I'm not staying here. It's suicide. I'm going to the farm. I'm gonna go ahead and secure the area. You can catch up. Don't worry about it. I'm on the case.
Now he's Rambo. This would turn into a disaster if I didn't catch up with Barry.
Possibly, yeah. A new sphere fame or something like that, and his Fosse is the cutout. Graphics do glitch a bit. It didn't do that before. I don't know if there was a patch or something. I saw. You don't need to do it again. If this is where I want to go, that means this is optional. And if it's optional, it may have things I want.
When he stopped the car at the Anderson farm, Walter felt relieved.
Who's
Oblivion
Walter
was
again?
close at hand. The brothers wouldn't miss a jar of moonshine or two in the booby hatch. But then he saw the man on the porch, and he knew who it was. Driving for his life and knowing it was useless, he didn't realize he was crying until he couldn't see the road for the tears.
Probably someone we don't know then. Someone who's going to die horribly. Just trying to turn the thing on. Get in the light, buddy. Get in the light. There you go. I knew you could do it. Okay, I don't know where the next batch of stuff is, but let's just keep going. We're not that fast. As long as I keep something solid between me and them, I should be able to escape.
Shadows crawled over the gate. I needed a light to destroy them to get through.
Okay. Sounds too dark to be a good plan.
I hoped there'd still be a working generator somewhere around here to power up the old lights by the gate.
There might be something over there, but if it's not a gun or something,
Agent
I don't
Nightingale
care
stared
much.
at the passed out rider. The man was sleeping off one hell of a night. Nightingale felt a stab of envy at Wake's oblivion, but he had a job to do. He put the gun to Wake's head and almost became a murderer. His hand shook and his throat felt tight and dry. Biting his teeth, he tried again to pull the trigger. He lost the nerve. Wake stirred. Nightingale would have to settle for an arrest.
Okay. So he has some good sense.
I could sense the movement in the woods ahead. Facing the enemy without a weapon was dangerous, but I had no choice.
Trying Trust no one in the dark. Good advice. So is Dodge Ram. Welcome to Night Vale reference, for those who may not be aware.
Omega-3 fatty acids are good for your heart.
I see no reason to fight. I can't kill them anyway. I dodged that. Okay, let's get our stamina back.
A car was driving away from the farm, headed in the same general direction as I was. For all I knew, it was Barry, caught in the consequences of leaping before looking.
I mean, pretty much what you've been doing this whole time. Yes, don't mind if I do. I would appreciate flares too. But they're trying to go for a different setup. Like usually when they give me no gun, I have some flares in addition to my flashlight, and now they're making it harder. It's the upgrade to the usual setup. Like I have just a flashlight and I need to survive with that.
The car was heading for the cabin up ahead. It wasn't far. If it was Barry, I would see the damage soon.
If he's such a good writer, you would think he would give the antagonist goons different personalities. Seems like ST realizing there are more than just mindless enemies. Agreed. I mean, he's trying. A lot of the, at least the bosses, well, I can't say they have personalities per se, but they're creepy in different ways. Like the sentences that they say, the nonsensical things, they're flavored. Oh, hello.
I'm trying to deliver each page to the right time and place. I'm trying to show you how the story goes.
I had seen glimpses of the light before. I had seen it in my dream. It was a strange spaceman or a diver in a bulky suit. He was the one who'd been placing the pages on my path.
Interesting.
The dark presence followed the choreography laid out to it in the manuscript, growing stronger and stronger, moving like a storm from one scene of destruction to the next. But it was still bound to follow the story and chain to the dark place it came from. When the story reached the end it longed for, it would finally be free.
Very controlled, I agree in general. However, I think, if memory serves, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but I think they've established that it's not an entity, actually, this light there, in a spacesuit thing. It's actually Zane himself. Gotta be careful, because some of these could be pages. Can't even see the trap. Oh, there it is. It's a trap. Okay, I'm gonna just assume all of these are traps then. Thomas Zane, the previous writer that the Darkness tried to make him write for her. She's actually, well, it's actually inhabiting his girlfriend. has been for 30 years or so. Yeah, pick up the damn shotgun.
Someone had left a gun behind. Now I had a fighting chance of reaching the farm.
The taken are filled with dark. Really, you don't say. Thank you, Miss Weaver. We've also learned a few... I think it was last episode that the girl who's obsessed with changing all the bulbs, Miss Cynthia Weaver, I think her name is the one who's been leaving these messages as well. That is unclear. Either somehow he's time traveling, or he is essentially in... We'll see that in Control, but there are multiple worlds. He might just be in a different world and opening pathways to just drop pages here and there. So he could just be, you know, in a different pocket realm, but in the same timeline as we are. Or he wrote that. He gave us the pages when he had the power, you know, just like paving the way for the next guy instead of saving himself. Go figure why. Maybe that's just how his power manifested. I don't know. I have many theories.
The storm raged on as the Anderson brothers walked unsteadily away from the clinic with the other patients in tow, knowing that this time they wouldn't return. The darkness around them seethed with horrors, but Tor and Odin were unafraid. Their eyes glinted with guile. They knew every secret path, and there was blood on their hands. They had fought these shades before.
Interesting. I mean, reshaping reality is a damn powerful ability. I think we can all agree on that. Okay, here's where I stand on that. Control establishes that objects of power are a thing. Some of them, you need to be... I forget what they are, but whatever the director is, the protagonist from Control is. Some of these people can just kind of use the power of objects of power for themselves. That's why Jessie can fly and that kind of thing. As long as she has the object of power with her, she gets some actual power. But some objects just can be used and do different things. I'm thinking probably what's happening here is there is potentially a typewriter or something like that, an object that actually has the power to alter reality. Like, I don't think it's one of the Darkness's actual moveset. I think this object is the thing that can alter reality. And I think it's in Cauldron Lake. Because they keep saying that something in Cauldron Lake lets you do this, and the Darkness is twisting it. So I think the Darkness is trying to potentially possess or corrupt that object in some way or another. I think that the Darkness is trapped there probably because someone trapped it there, potentially using the reality altering power of, let's call it the typewriter. Okay, I don't know if that's what it is, but let's call it that. Potentially using the power of the typewriter to trap the Darkness there, and now the Darkness is trying to find people to free it from there, because they've been talking about a door being open a crack, and apparently Alan just opened the door, unleashing the Darkness. I'm thinking it's something along those lines. Hopefully we learn more as we go. Oh, yeah. Yes. That's badass. I mean, that is big. Good point. Yeah. Jessie doesn't do that, but I mean, maybe she could if she had the right object of power. What I don't like with that theory is it implies that Thomas Zane... Let's call them sensitives because I don't remember what the correct term is, but let's say he's a sensitive, at least on her level, to be able to to do something that big, and I guess somewhere down the line he found an object that would do that. But opening portals is pretty much what the projector power does. The object, anyway, that's what the power it has. So unless somehow Zane had that. I mean, we are 8 years earlier. No, that doesn't make sense because when Jessie was a kid, she was playing with the projector. So, unless there's another object with a similar power, I don't know. He may be using a different means of doing that, though. But you're correct. It seems a pretty powerful thing, for sure. She's not an object of power herself. She's, I forget what the term is, but she's like the highest level of sensitive. Level 5, I think, or something like that. So's her brother. On her own, without an object of power, she can't do much. But if she has some with her, she can crank their powers to 11, essentially. That's why she can use the gun. I think the gun can only be used by level 5s. And one level 5 at a time, which whoever controls the gun is the director of the company. But we'll get to that when we get to control, because she spent her entire life without knowing she had powers or anything of the sort until she got to the bureau and started collecting objects of power. But yeah, she is mighty powerful for sure. I don't remember her having powers of her own without objects, though. It's something we could look to when we check control again, because I would assume she probably has some form of power. At least communing with entities, it seems like, whatever the entity's name is. We'll get to that. I don't want to spoil control. We'll get to that. But you may be right. I don't remember if she has actual powers on her own. But she is super, uber powerful. Hello. Isn't just yeah. Agreed. I'm gonna have to add fetish as a word that can be used. I'm gonna have to try and figure out how to do that. It's interesting to know, though, that the brothers fought. Oh, hello. How do I go up there? The shades themselves before. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I mean, there's a lot I forgot, to be fair, but... Because that's the thing, like, I really loved Control, but I could also be misremembering. That's one of the reasons why I want to play it again right after Alan Wake, to make those links, like to try it. I mean, that's a great point, seriously, like, trying to figure out how Zane is doing what he's doing, that sounds super fun. Like, I want to do that. I'm telling you what I remember, but I could definitely be wrong, and I hope we remember this conversation when we get to Control, because I would like to figure out how he is doing that. Trap again, I guess. Yep. I don't have a whole bunch of bullets. Turn off Twitch. Set up your own night. Yeah. Damn it. Too many bullets if I don't have to. They're kind of forcing my hand here. We can't run for shit. He really can't.
could see the car, but there was no sight of the driver.
Yeah, agreed. But then again, I mean, when we played the DLC, I had pretty much completely forgotten everything about Alan Wake. So I'm hoping this will shed some new light. Light. But yeah, that's a damn good point. I'm
Anybody
gonna
here?
try to set that up in between streams.
Barry!
No! Danny, you're not! Ah! Please! Ah! What are you? Ah! No! Don't! I'm sorry! Ah! Ah!
Someone's having a good time. Okay, so can I try going up before I try going outside? Okay.
I know you. You were in jail the other day.
I went to the farm again for the moonshine, you know? It makes you see. They're not gonna miss it. They're in the loony bin. But my buddy, Danny, I lost him. Something's gone wrong with him. It's not him. Like a real bad follow-up to a real good movie. The best friend's suddenly the bad guy. Who wrote this crap anyway?
I love that the devs are taking pot shots at themselves. Like, video games are trash, that Hartman said not to... Oh, hello.
I've run through every possible course in my head. If I continue like the Dark Presence wants me to, the story I'm writing won't save Alice. It's a horror story, and it's going to kill her, and me, and everybody in this town. No one will survive. Darkness will consume everything. This is what it's wanted all along. It will be free, unstoppable. It used Alice to get to me, dangled her in front of me to keep me going. It was never going to release her. I'm going to change this. I'll escape. I've written myself into the story. I'm now the protagonist. This feels like a terrible risk, but it's the only way to save Alice. I'll be bound by the events of the story just as much as anyone else who's been woven into it. The story must stay true for this to work. There have to be victims along the way, near escapes, cliffhangers. In a horror story, it can't be certain that the hero will succeed or even survive. He almost has to die. I'll write my own escape into the story next. I need help. Zane's going to be the one who will help me. I'll make it happen.
Oh. So that's how he does it. Literally, Alan Wake wrote him into the story with that power, plain and simple. I mean, I'm assuming here. Yeah, I thought something would happen. Okay, let me catch up with chat quickly. Moonshine at a bar, that doesn't really make sense, dude. Bars not allowed to sell that. People in these parts would call moonshine. Indeed. Yeah, who wrote this crap? I mean, technically Alan Wake, but in reality, you know, some dev wrote that. Someone behind me,
Let me guess. Danny, huh?
Well, Danny didn't last long. It's gonna be locked, isn't it?
The front door was locked. The farm was still a good distance away. I'd need a car to get there fast.
I thought there might be something here. The moonshine left like a reference to light more than it being important, and it was that kind of. Oh yeah. That makes sense. Good theory. I like it. Alright, let's see if I can not crash the car.
For a moment, Hartman considered strangling the idiot. Mott was mean-spirited, but easily manipulated. An emotional infant who lived for his approval. Wake, by contrast, was a far more difficult subject. Mott had given him too much leash. In 2 days, who knew what could happen? Hartman would have to find a way to rein him in, and quickly.
Okay.
If Barry wasn't up here, he was probably in trouble down at the farm. For a moment, I felt bad for doubting him. After all, I'd made it this far myself. But Barry was Barry.
Well, that's judgmental. Barry made it this far too. Okay, he didn't actually, you know, do any of the fighting or, you know, grab the darkness' attention, but... Yep. Yep. That's some awesome writing right there, to be perfectly honest. The plain imagery of it, it's brilliant. I'm thinking there might be something up there, but it feels like... Ah, damn it. I was gonna say it feels like a huge detour, but yeah, we're doing it. I want more pages, I want more lore, more explanation, give me the loot. Oh, well, or the bullets. Or whatever's gonna be in here. So I remember the farm being rather difficult. We're gonna want everything we can have. Alright, got turned around a bit. Rather live with a person who family moonshines. I believe they could have picked another light themed drink. Just mean it, Bicky. Who let this dad in here? Okay, that sounds like... Okay. Sometimes pages close. Well, pages always close. I was thinking maybe. I like that we're not being attacked for once, so we can explore and try to reach these places there. I also like that they know we're gonna crash the cars. Like every new location has a new car. Sounds like maybe this will work too, though. Huh. Oh yeah, we're gonna get the radio up here. We usually do. There we go. There's a radio. Yeah. No, for the shotgun. But it's gonna force our hand, right there.
Well, as I'm sure everyone's noticed, that storm we all felt coming is finally here. The boys at the Weather Service reckon it'll last until morning at the very least. Pertaining to that, let me read that missing persons alert again. The Sheriff's Department's still looking for a Caucasian woman, 30 years old, slim and blonde with blue eyes. She may be lost in the woods, and it's possible she's been injured in a car accident. If you see her, please make sure you get her indoors and call the sheriff. It's bad weather to be caught out in, so if you see someone in the area who maybe looks a little confused, give them a hand, all right? This is Pat Maine on KBF FM, hoping you're all safe and warm tonight.
And now, the weather. So, Yes, that is indeed a cool name. I mean, both of your nicknames are cool. I mean, Cyber got anima, so, you know, he knows what's what else. Reload, buddy. Reload. Thanks again, by the way, for backing that. As far as I know, pretty much everyone in the chat has done that, but it's always... I mean, I'm just so grateful that people have been taking to anima, and I want to make sure that I tell people how grateful I am that they're backing the game, and that hopefully they try it out, you know, and they love it. Just wanted to... Sorry, just finding at the same time, trying to find my words. I didn't mean to imply that it wasn't special. Like, it's definitely special, but I also just wanted to make sure that I didn't single one person out. You know, everyone who bought the game have my eternal gratitude, is what I'm trying to say. You included. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, they're gonna make me walk, aren't they? Okay, that's fine. A spoiler cast? What do you mean a spoiler cast? Oh, you just mean like giving spoilers on the game and secrets and stuff. Yeah, that's difficult to do because until it's actually officially in the book, like I can't really say what the secrets are because they might change. Okay. There you go. Thought that was a good place to waste a flare. Otherwise it would keep spawning guys in my back. Okay, specifically stuff in the book. Yeah, that I can do. Eventually, I was thinking probably at the very least producing some lore videos about anima, specifically Terra Surge, because I know it obviously a lot better than I do Cascade. So many places I can go. Okay, but this sounds like a dead end. Yes, it's a dead end. Okay, good. I was telling my D&D co-admin about anima the other day because we were thinking about introducing a sort of virtual tavern for RPing freely between game sessions and for people who don't have a game to play in yet. And there were some similar concepts there, so it was a good excuse to talk about it. Cool, cool, cool. Spreading the word, spreading the word. Nice. Yeah, I could do that. For sure. Yeah, gladly. Eventually. I mean, we can do it live now, like in the sense that if it's in the book, people can read it now. So I have no longer any reason to not talk about anima. So, you know, thing is just like while I'm streaming a game, my brain isn't exactly in a good space to come up with like with everything I should have to remember to do it properly, but I mean, we can for sure talk about anima. Right. Still hard to aim. Oh, hello. Bye-bye. I mean, I get what you're saying for sure. Would they have to skip the video? Depends if they're interested in anima, but it would be a huge chunk of time where I wouldn't necessarily be playing the game as much as I would be... Hello? This makes light. As much as I would be, you know, talking about anima specifically for an hour or something.
I'd known the brothers used to be some kind of rock stars, but it hadn't really sunk in until I saw the stage.
Okay, that's where it gets hard, yo, if I remember correctly.
Run! Incoming! There's too many of them!
God damn!
I'm so glad you decided to go it alone, Mr. Bronson.
Shut up and shoot! Al! We have to fight them off! I can set off more of the fireworks from here and help you out! Hey, Al! Did you notice there's a lot of ammo and stuff around? This place is stocked! Al! Hold on! I'll try to get the stage lights on!
I was being lucky so far. Not seeing the attack. That was weird. But
Yes! Here we go! Barry Wheeler to the rescue! Oh, damn it! Goddamn turn of the century wiring! Hang on out! I'll get them working again, I promise!
ooh. That sounds even bigger. Yeah. Ooh. Damn, they're not kidding around now.
Stay in the light! No, no, no! Why do you keep doing this to me? Do it for Barry, please, please!
Maybe not hard after all, then. Never mind. Or I really did play the game on a much harder difficulty setting back then, and it was difficult, but this is easy as heck.
Please don't let me die here.
Says I just before...
I wanted to go out.
Okay, where is it? Dude, you got that. Sorry. Don't take it personally, but you personally definitely got that.
That's the high point of my line? Really?
Enjoy it, God! Back in the game, yes!
Oh! Can I do this?
Alright. Shit. Unexpected.
That was
Bright
Kinda,
Falls,
kinda.
rock and roll capital of America.
Still gonna take the shotgun ammos just in case.
Hey, Al! This way to the farm!
But I'm keeping the hunting rifle. After all, it seems like the rifle is actually a better choice. It kills in 1 bullet instead of 2, the big ones, and it has 14 bullets instead of like barely any. So I think it was 4. So yeah. Here's your dragon. Yeah, for sure. Big flashlight, or maybe you didn't see the nicer flashlight. Oh, by the way, VUD probably getting copywritten. Just crap. Yes. Fair point. But yeah, those things tend to get flagged. I don't know if it's an official copyrighted song. We'll see. But yeah, just like the song that was on the radio in the first episode got flagged. That's no offense. I get why it exists. It's important, but it is a bit annoying. Like, I'm just playing a game here, trying to do my thing, and then we just get repeatedly flagged because a game put a copyrighted song in there. I get it. It's cool. It's fine, but I think there should be some way around it. Like, it should be understood by YouTube and Twitch and so on that, yeah, if there's a song in the game, it's gonna get streamed. I guess we're just not there yet. It's fine. Everyone's learning and the industry's evolving, so one day maybe. Okay, I'm not seeing anything more. Let's read the page.
Deputy Mulligan tuned Thornton's chatter out. He didn't think riders were particularly useful people, and a huge manhunt for one stuck him as idiotic. Certainly not worth the missed opportunity for coffee and pie. It wasn't even clear what the man had done, except run from them at the trailer park. Mulligan knew he wasn't alone. The sheriff's patience with the Fed was running out.
Okay, let's go meet Barry. Yeah, very good point. That does exist. But obviously we're not going to get that in an old game like this, obviously. But yes, it's a very good point. We're starting to see games... Oh, no, really? Okay, not too bad. We're starting to see games take that into account, and that's a really good thing. Also, like, it's not like there are consequences. Like, I remember the first time I got DMCA'd, I forget what game it was we were playing. Oh, it was Heart of the Forest.
Bestseller, no reason to worry. Your cutout's good as new, right where I left it. I'll come back for it once we have the place secured.
Yeah, that's been my biggest worry all this time. We need to get this thing moved out of the way.
This is as far as I got before they ambushed me.
Alright, well, we'll figure it out, don't worry. Yeah, it was Heart of the Forest, and the credit song triggered the DMCA'd. I don't remember, it's been a long time ago, like over a year now, but I had to actually actively do something about it back then. But now it just like, it just says, oh, you won't be able to monetize this. And I'm just like, well, I'm not monetizing
I think
it,
Alan
so...
Wake here has something to say. What's that, Al?
Ooh, I'm Alan Wake. I'm always right about everything. And if I don't get my way, I'll sulk all day long. I'm always intense and moody. It makes me very attractive and mysterious. Right now, I'm just standing here because I need my best friend Barry to carry me. But that's okay. I can just take him for granted.
I think I see what you did there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You want me to do my imitation of Barry Wheeler? No? Thought so.
It might, on the VOD, I actually never rewatch my own VODs, so I don't know. It could be doing that, but from the back end point of view, like me as a streamer, when I look at my videos, it just gets tagged and it says that I can't have ad revenue on these movies, essentially, which is perfectly fine because, I mean, I've been doing this for a year and a half-ish, and I've got 30 followers. I'm nowhere near what I need to do to start getting ads, and I'm fine with it. It's perfectly fine. I'm just having fun with friends, fun with, you know, whoever might want to drop by, whether they're regulars or not. I'm just having fun with cool folks who enjoy games like I do and want to swap stories about role-playing games, swap stories about World of Darkness, Werewolf, or whatever. I'm having fun doing this, so fine if I don't get to get ad revenue. That's no skin off my back. At least as long as there are no, you know, weird legal repercussions or the videos get taken down or anything like that. I'm okay with it, essentially. Yeah, I have to figure out how bits work eventually, potentially. I'm not even sure what those are, but yeah, potentially just some form of monetization, potentially, or maybe a Ko-fi or something like that eventually when I'm ready for it. For now, I mean, I'm just having fun talking to folks, but yeah, potentially one day we'll get there. Depends. For a while it was that. Eventually they had the 3-strike rules, yeah, where they would just ban you from the site after 3 offense. But now it has changed again and it's more lenient. Point is, Twitch actually does that to protect its partners from actual lawsuit from the music industry. Exactly. I think the first... Oh, we can't go around. Okay. The first DMCA we got was my first strike. I remember reading something about that and it was much more concerning. Which is why when we played this game and the first episode got tagged, I was concerned.
You look at that thing, Al! They really went all out with this Viking crap, didn't they?
Oh.
Look at all this stuff. They must have done okay for themselves, so how come I never heard of these guys before?
And this from the guy who learned about Ozzy Osbourne through reality TV?
Yay. Are you just seriously impressed because they have a couple of shields? You have never been to a LARPer's home, have you?
Sleep. We all spend a third of
Oh,
our
Night
dreams in
Springs.
soft embrace,
Man,
somewhere
brings back
between
memories.
fantasy and
Hey,
oblivion.
remember when I got you that gig?
But
Your
dreams
first
have a
real
way of
writing
forcing
job. What got you
themselves into
started?
real life,
Was this one of
or
your
vice
episodes?
versa. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, The Dream of Dreams.
That's by someone else.
We join Mr. Jones as he explores the endless dreamscape, only to be brought to a sudden stop by a decidedly mundane situation. A long line of people.
Hey, Jones, right? Listen, we're gonna have to wait until his highness
Don't
over
want to
there is
talk
good
over
and ready.
them.
Oh, wow. Who's that? You don't know him? What are you, new? He's the guy dreaming us. Well, not just us. He dreams everything. All of this.
But wait, no. I'm the one who's dreaming. I'm asleep. Isn't this my dream?
Oh, yeah. Sure. Get real, pal. You're just another dream. I'm a dream. You're a dream. The weirdo in the diving suit is a dream. And the girl made of smiles and sunshine is definitely a dream.
But I'm pretty sure I'm dreaming this.
Well, maybe you're a really confused dream. What am I, a shrink? All I know is I'm going with the smart guys. And they say that's the guy doing the dreaming. Right there.
I don't know what that means.
It means we keep him happy. No sudden falls. We make sure he has his clothes on when he goes out in public. No chases where the monster is nipping at his heels and he runs like crazy, but his legs don't seem to get him anywhere. None of that. Because if he wakes up in a cold sweat...
Oh...
Yeah, precisely. So we wait till he wants to move on. Keep things nice and calm.
Hey, something's happening here.
Yeah? What's that?
What? Can't you hear that?
Oh, God help us. It's an alarm clock. Oh, it's you, isn't it? Please, man, I got a wife and kids. Please don't wake.
Okay. But yeah, like, seriously, a couple of shields impresses you, but not the huge dragon. Speaking of dragon, like, if Barry ever went to Void Dragon's home, he would be hella impressed. You got some fine stuff in there.
It's 1976. Madness reigns at the Anderson farm. Contrary to all logic, the headiest ingredient of their moonshine is unfiltered water from Cauldron Lake. The Andersons feel like gods. Odin can't stop laughing. He contemplates cutting his eye out. Tor runs across the field, naked, shrieking, hammer in his hand, trying to catch lightning. Their songs have power. Something ancient is stirring in the depths, coming back.
There you go.
The Viking boat looked imposing, almost like a battering ram.
Ooh. Okay, you don't have a Drakkar in your home, so I guess they're a bit better. But, you know, barely. Okay. Go press the green light. Man, I miss Scion. I'm really... Oh, hello. I'm really curious. Oh, that was not the plan. It's not gonna end well, is it? Okay, so we gotta get a better position. Okay. Okay, not where I wanted to waste a flare, but oh, damn. Thought I was free. Okay, how do I get back down again? I thought it was over here. Oh, there it is. Okay. I would if I had space for it, and it's a landscape. Drakkar is 19th century made-up word from a novelist who was too lazy to research the real world. Fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, he's one of them fast.
I think we can make it through here, Al!
Where's here, Barry? I have no idea where you are. Oh, over there.
Sun at the farm.
hoping the light would do that. Well, not the light, but the electricity. Alright. Oh, it did! Nice! Fair. I haven't paid much attention to it since the Kickstarter, to be honest, so I will do the same. The basic premise is amazing, though. Oh, didn't even know that.
Wow!
The moonshine.
Those geezers had quite a production going on. Ooh, you know what, Al? If we make it through this alive, I'm gonna start representing them. Yep, sell this stuff online, maybe get a reality show going, release a new single.
Good luck with that, pal.
Hey, you find us a way out of here, okay? I'm gonna take a closer look at this stuff.
I mean, we're here for it. Oh, no, it's not. No, we're here for the message. That's right.
Be careful, Al!
Careful, I mean, what can I do? Pick a fight with an entity from a different universe? Kinda too late for that, buddy.
Whoa! You okay, Al?
Yep.
I'm good. Keep your eyes open, okay?
Something about a bond with the AOs making them not work and being separated from the hive mind of humanity. I've probably still back down, but probably not gotten physical. Huh. I don't know why they would do that though. Like, what's the point? Not that I'm judging. I mean, I'm sure Aurora had a reason for doing it. I just don't know what it is. Then again, I don't know if she's the one who wrote that bit, to be fair. We already have the other duties, so we're good.
As you regular listeners know, I tend to work through the night, but I'm not the only one. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton are taking a couple of moments off their busy schedule to join me here in the studio. Boys, how busy are you now? Deerfest is almost here, isn't it? I bet that keeps you in business.
Pretty busy, yeah. Actually, Pat, we've been real busy with other stuff, which concerns an ongoing investigation. We can't talk about that, Thornton.
Let's just make sure it's the
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just saying we got, other irons to fry.
And how would you compare your workload to last year's? Things have seemed relatively peaceful to me, but people do tend to get a little wild this time of year.
Oh, it's wild, Pat. It's pretty wild. There's been all sorts of trouble this year. Vandalism, fighting, public disturbances. A lot of people gone missing, too. Yeah, it's pretty much the usual stuff, Pat. Just, a lot more of it.
Now, is it just me, or does Deerfest get wilder every year? People seem to be more drunk, at least, or they start earlier and younger.
Oh, it's definitely not just you, Pat, but... Definitely, Pat. Hey, I'm talking here, Thornton. Oh, shoot, I lost my train of thought.
Not just me.
Oh, yeah, it's wilder, Pat, but actually most of the trouble seems to be coming from grown men. People who ought to know better, Kids are doing fine this year.
Well, that's nice to hear at least. Boys, I want to thank you for stopping by. I'll let you get back to your patrol.
Sure thing, Pat.
Yeah, sure thing, Pat.
Okay. Lex Anima or the PCs can't have glass. Yeah. Well, I feel like it could be that for sure, but I don't think it can be. It would be just that because, I mean, their game is already pretty different with the AOs that is playable. It's kind of like playing Control, right? Like you have these agents doing the thing for the Bureau, and you're also able to play the pyramid guy thingies that are empowering them. Like you get to play both. I would definitely be playing the weird entity thing because, I mean, surprise, surprise, there's a reason I keep playing Lupus. I enjoy playing inhuman things. Or at least not human things. I'm so gonna get DMCA'd again because of the radio. So, I don't know. I mean, from a game design perspective, the only reason I could see this being a thing would be if you wanted to, like, for example, some people put their World of Darkness games back in the 80s, for example, because they want to purposefully remove smartphones, remove quick access to information so that people can try and figure these things out for themselves instead of just picking up a phone and knowing everything.
I could see the building that had to be the Andersons' home on the other side of the field. It wasn't far now. I wasn't worried about trusting the ramblings of two burned-out geriatric wrecks. They had the goods.
On the Discord. What? Just put a picture of my entrance. Oh, the okay. Yeah. Sure. Where are we? Damn. A banner and a shield. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. But you don't got a boat. You don't got a boat. Yeah, I agree. Or maybe that's the point, like, it's not just setting it apart from other cyberpunk, but specifically making it not cyberpunk, potentially? I don't know. Yeah, gonna have to get a boat. Definitely gonna have to get a boat.
You've got to be kidding me.
Pretty serious lantern now, buddy, so... I mean, we just learned something about cows. And pigs. Who keeps saying you can't learn anything from playing video games, huh? Huh? What do they know? Nothing about cows. Okay, I assume we can't go out over there. There's gonna be fences that clearly anyone could climb, but let's assume Alan Wake can't climb. Okay. Artwork a lot like V5 core book. Are lots of different teams. Okay. I mean, it feels like being different is very much in the DNA of what they were trying to do, so I guess it makes sense.
Al? Is that you out there, buddy?
Yeah, it's me. Hang on. I'll try to find a key to get the door open.
I had to find a key to get Barry out.
Still, I get how, you know, I'm not saying your argument isn't valid. It absolutely is valid.
Hey, what's the holdup? Come on, this place is all dusty. You know I got my allergies.
Dude, I'm exploring. Let me explore, Barry.
Come on, Al, open the door already. Seriously, I don't like it in here.
Cliched, not cliched, but classic situation where an NPC won't shut the heck up till you do the thing. But yeah, gonna have to pause then if I want to talk. I can absolutely see how that would be a turn off, is what I'm trying to say. But it might be a turn on for someone else, so why not? It's an interesting idea. It's different. I'll have to try before I can properly judge.
Hey, let's go, man.
How did you even get in there? And when? Oh, we went out there. Okay. Yeah. You can cook food over mine coal and still survive. Take that, science. Learn that from video games. Excellent.
Hey, I think that's the farm on the other side of the field. We're almost there.
Oh, wow.
This farm is a crazy place for crazy people.
We should feel right at home then.
Y'all really love using the word crazy way too much. So I needed Barry to push.
Let's do this thing.
Wow, whatever. Is that it? Yep, it's a chainsaw.
The lights are out. I guess we better check the fuse box.
Yeah, but let me check around the house first. I won't be super thorough. I just want to quickly see if there's a page that flashes up or something like that. Because I think we're doing good on ammo and all of that, and the chapter is probably nearing the end. So I don't feel a need to go really all out. But I do want the pages.
The power downstairs was out, but I was sure I could fix that at the
Come on,
fuse
Al,
box.
let's get the lights on, huh?
They really like reminding you what your objective is. Guess the fuse box is upstairs? That's a weird place to put a fuse box.
You know, this place looks kind of lived in. I thought the Andersons were in the booby hatch.
Again, Alice's screams rang in the stillness of the night. I saw myself run toward the cabin, flashlight in my hand. I followed my past self. I was an out-of-body observer, a time traveler in a crazy drunken dream. This was the beginning. The night Alice had disappeared. The mystery of what had happened during the missing week was about to reveal itself.
Very limited credits. Wish I could have changed that. Precious resource. You probably no, it's out, right? It's not a preview thing. It's literally out. Right. Yeah, no, it's probably too late to fix that. maybe you could still reach out to see if they want to potentially fix that kind of thing for future printings or things like that. Who knows? Yeah, I'm getting DMCA'd again.
Can you hear that, Al? Music?
Of course. We need to find where it's coming from. That's the message the Andersons talked about. That's the whole reason we're here.
Lady of the Light?
Cynthia Weaver.
What's her face? The crazy lamp lady from the town.
Cynthia Weaver.
Yep.
Right. Must be. Okay.
We need to find Cynthia Weaver. We'll stay here for the night and head back to town as soon as it gets light.
Hey, Al. Lots of hours before dawn. Might as well get some rest. And by rest, I mean drunk.
Come on,
Last
Barry.
thing you want to do. Come on.
Yeah. What the hell?
It's still night. You could be attacked by any kind of random crap, including, like, whatever that huge mower thing was.
Because I know we don't get along, but we're gonna find her, right? And even though you're a crazy bastard, I'm gonna stick by you, no matter what, ever, Al. Sure, like a brother.
I'm a writer, goddammit.
Correct.
If I just wanted to, I could write 10 books a year. And they'd be the best books that year.
No, you couldn't.
That's right, I couldn't. But I could, because I'm a writer.
What? What do they put in this stuff? I feel like my brain is coming out of my
it's the
nose.
moonshine.
I'm gonna get the recipe off those coots and be a booze millionaire.
I just miss her, Barry. I just want her here with me.
I know, Al. I know. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna make it okay.
Perfectly fair. Not a huge fan of my name either. I use it though, like on credits like that. I still prefer my real name, but not a fan of it. Is he gonna have a conversation with his cutout?
Damn it.
Dang, chapter is still not over. Oh, I'm the Scorpion. First person.
Alice,
That's interesting.
I'm coming. It's all right. I'm coming.
It was a crazy, drunken dream, and yet it was more than that. It was the truth, a suppressed memory unearthed by the Andersons' moonshine. I was there, an out-of-body observer. This was the night Alice and I had arrived at Bright Falls, the night Alice had disappeared. I had a chance to find out what had happened. I remembered being surprised to see the cabin dark. Alice would have never turned the lights off.
Gonna explore first. Okay, it's just a graphic glitch again. That's fine.
Beyond this lost memory, there was nothing. I had to
Perfectly
follow
fair.
the footsteps of my past self to find out what had happened that night. I remembered thinking I caught a glimpse of her form underwater, sinking into the darkness. Diving after her was the last vague memory I had of that night. After that, the next thing I could remember was waking up behind the wheel of the crashed car and finding the first pages of the manuscript. I couldn't find her in all that blackness. I must have thought she drowned.
I mean, I don't either, so. As I said, I use it in credits, but I don't tell people
Alice!
that's my
Jagger
name.
had Alice, and so she had me.
Alice!
I'd been easy prey.
Jagger.
Look at the cabin. Is there someone in the window?
Alice?
Maybe she didn't drown after all. Maybe she's inside.
Alice!
Yes.
The dark presence had touched me. She had dug her nails into my brain and used me, made me her puppet.
She must be here somewhere. Maybe upstairs in the study.
Alice!
Yes, that's where she is. You can apologize.
That's where the typewriter
You lap
is.
the whole thing together and put it behind you.
Yeah. That's fair. Eh.
Alice?
It's not a huge deal, it's just sort of
She's not here.
small
You are
security
foolish
concern.
to think so. No, she's dead. She drowned.
No, no, no!
It's your fault your wife is dead. You are guilty. All she wanted was to help you right. You killed her. Oh, hush. There's still hope. Cauldron Lake is a special place. Here, you have the power to change things. She wanted you to write. I will tell you what to do. You can write her back. The story will come true, and all will be well again.
She had Alice, and the manuscript was the ransom for her.
Yes. All right. I'll fix it. I'll bring her back.
She saw my
I wrote it.
discorporeal form.
I
That's
remembered
awesome.
it all now. In the dark, I'd written for days, a week, almost a complete manuscript of a novel entitled Departure. Jagger had been my editor, whispering in my ear, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. I thought I was saving Alice. Even with the cobwebs she put in my head, some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story, to bring a light into the cabin to release me before I could finish. To interrupt the horror story before the ending, where darkness consumed everything and everyone. Zane was weak and far away, but I had written him into the story, and his light had been enough to set me free.
It isn't here now. I'm here because it was written. I brought the light to set you free. You must hurry. It will know I'm here. It will be back soon. It stole the skin of my Barbara a long time ago. She looks so old.
I had woken up, confused and groggy, my mind consumed by darkness and fear. All I could do was to escape. The week spent in the cabin had taken its toll. I was barely conscious, and fading fast. It had to have cost Zane terribly, thrown him even deeper into whatever dark place he now haunted. But he had managed to weaken the dark presence, kept me safe that night.
I wrote it. It's my fault.
That's right, James Joyce. It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
No. Plot twist.
There's an old town road with mystery of Tom the poet and his muse, and a magic lake which gave a light to the words the poet used.
Is that the song that was playing?
Now the muse she was his happiness, and he rhymed about
That's
her
not
grace,
Biscuits.
and told the stories of treasures deep beneath the blackened way.
Previously
It
on
does,
Alan
doesn't
Wake,
it? Like, I'm
under the
really
influence
getting
of the
hooked
Dark
more and
Presence,
more.
I wrote a horror story that is coming true. Jagger had been my editor, making sure that the unfolding story would make her more and more powerful. Some part of me had been aware enough to write my escape into the story.
Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. The lake,
It does something to the works of art created here. It makes them come true. My mom gave me this old light switch.
The clicker.
Alice is being kept in a dark prison. I need to find Cynthia Weaver to fix this.
It's your fault, and you're gonna pay for it.
Well, we're expecting a record crowd from the neighboring counties. Naturally, we hope to break the record set by last year's Moose Fest in our neighboring town, Watery. Ladies and gentlemen, some people have asked me, what's the big deal about Deer Fest? And I think that this sums it up. It's about friendship and community. We've got a great party coming up, but let's try to hold it in until tomorrow and get through the night in one piece, all right?
I have it. Someone will come for it when the time is right. Thomas said so. He wrote it. The key is insurance. It's my job to keep it safe. Safe in the light. Always in the light.
All the manuscript pages were gone. The FBI agent had taken them.
I think my tongue just took a crap in my mouth. Ugh. Oh, wait, we're in jail now? Al. Al, this is not good.
That about sums it up.
Pretty much. Okay, we're gonna stop there anyway, so let's use the fact that they're not talking to pause. Yeah, chapter finishing right at 10. This is amazing timing. Couldn't have timed it better if I tried. A good question. The clicker could be, maybe. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely something from his childhood, so that would make sense. I guess we'll figure it out. But yeah, that was a cool chapter. I really liked it. Good conversations as well going on tonight, throughout the night. So that was cool too. And yeah, good stuff tonight. I think that was a good one. I had fun. The fights were cool and intense. The stage thing a bit too easy. I remember having to redo it several times. So obviously when I played back then, I must have played on a much higher difficulty. But aside from the fact that it was a bit too easy, in general the whole thing was intense. I always loved feeling the presence of the darkness, and I remembered the cabin when it attacks the cabin with essentially destroying it. That was a cool bit, and I was glad to see it again. It was about as cool as I remember, to be honest. The whole sequence, the farm and everything. So yeah, it's a good game. Things are picking up. We're starting to solve a couple of the mysteries. Really look forward to taking all that we're gathering here and applying to Control in a few weeks. Which should be exactly how long, actually, because I think we have 2 chapters left. I think there's only 6 chapters, and if we're going apace with a chapter per night, most likely 2 more weeks and we're done, and then Control starts, and I cannot wait for that. Let me see. Clicker. Oh, I see. Yeah, right. Okay, no, I got it. Too late, but I did get it. That was a pretty good Adam Sandler movie, that's true. Not a huge fan of his, as in I'm really not a fan of his. Like, some of his early movie when I was a kid, I remember, having fun. Not a lot since has been entertaining for me. Even Pixels, which seemed like it was done specifically for me. But Click was damn good. I remember Click was pretty good. Speaking of pretty good, Welcome to Raccoon City is not. It's not. I watched that this week, right before I got the news. There was an evening where I worked on stuff late, and no, actually no, I did get. Don't remember the timing, but anyway, there was one evening where I had an hour to spend before going to bed, and I didn't want to work, and I wanted to actually enjoy my evening a little bit. And I watched it, and that was not a good plan. It's sadly not very good. They're closer to the lore, much closer to the lore than other Resident Evil movies, but they're taking so many liberties with the characters. Not their stories. Their stories are fine, just their portrayal. Like, especially Leon, he's kind of a coward. Just like, Leon, a coward? Come on. It's weird. It's, I don't know, not a fan. It had potential, had a few pretty good ideas. I like how they actually managed to weave together the story of the first and the second game, keeping it more or less kind of intact. That was pretty good, but just their reinterpretation of the characters, and the direction wasn't great. A lot of just scenes that try to set the mood but don't really manage to, like spending too long looking at a window with a zombie behind it. Just like, it felt like they were padding the movie to get more screen time with scenes that didn't really add to anything, or that would try to set up a future scare, but it didn't land anyway. So none of the scares land. I was not even remotely worried in any way watching the game, watching the movie. So not recommended, unless sometimes, like me, you just enjoy watching a bad movie. I do that sometimes. I purposefully watch a movie that I know will probably not be particularly good, and I shut my brain off and I'm entertained for an evening, which Welcome to Raccoon City definitely did. I had an enjoyable evening knowing the movie would be bad, and it was bad, so it suited my needs for that evening. However, a masterpiece this is not at all. It's called Welcome to Raccoon City, not just Raccoon City, but yeah. Right. I have to watch the episode where they talk about zombie movies. I'm so behind, seriously, on the Pathcast. I'm at least a month behind. I have to catch up. That episode is one that I should watch. It should be. I would be interested to see what the Pathcast folk thought about Welcome to Raccoon City. John Dies at the End was pretty cool. Yep, that's a good example of a bad movie. Having fun watching that. This week, okay, cool. I don't have to go back too long. Okay. Bad pick, Hope Whiskey, right? All right, gang. Setmates, I think that's going to be it for tonight. We ended on time. I'm pretty happy about that. So I think I'm going to try to catch up on some Z's, go to bed early, because it's been a bad week for sleep in general for me. So seems like a good opportunity to do that. So thank you very much for coming. I hope you had fun. I certainly did. See you all next week for Chapter 5 and potentially some interesting news about what I've been doing this past week and what I'll be definitely doing this following week as well. I'll try to find out if I can talk about it between now and then, and we'll see where that goes. So thanks, everyone. Have a great week, and see you all next Monday.